Hello and welcome to the United Stand. This is our Manchester United Transfer Daily Show, giving you all the latest Manchester United news and giving it that real important fan opinion. And I tell you what, this is one of my favourite shows we've done so far this summer, and that's saying a lot because I do really enjoy it, but I'm excited by this one. There's a lot of things that interest me in it, which I'll come to in a couple of minutes, but the start interests me as well. You'll see Dembele, you'll see Belotti, you'll see Neymar. Neymar's mentioned for a proper reason. It's not that United are going to sign him. You'll see it in a minute, and that's the exciting bit as well, but it's all exciting. Let's start off then. Ousmane Dembele, a player that we've mentioned about 2 or 3 weeks ago in depth, and a player that we are revisiting today for a very good reason. Not because he played so well against England the other night, not because Manchester United fans would absolutely bloody love him to sign for us, because I would do, and not, as I said, because I said a couple of weeks ago that this lad, when Ronaldo and Messi retire in 2 or 3 years' time, will be in the top 2 or 3 players in world football. I firmly believe that. I'm not saying that because I think he's coming to Manchester United. I firmly do believe that. But there is encouragement when it comes to Manchester United. The first bit I would give you is that he's had a bit of a checkered past in relation to his agents. When he was at Rennes, I think he had his best friend there, and he has had a few problems. Now, there is rumour that Mini Raiola will be his new agent. Now that is quite significant if that happens, and your hopes are that he'll come to Manchester United. For one of 2 reasons really. One, why is Mini Raiola being mentioned as his agent? Is that because Paul Pogba, who is a big influence in the French squad, has had a little word with him, and obviously Paul Pogba is playing for Manchester United. Secondly, Dembele has made it openly honest that he wants to go and play for Barcelona. Well, Mini Raiola probably wouldn't sell Barcelona a cold. He doesn't like them after his negotiations there with Zlatan, and it's more or less a pretty strong rumour that he wouldn't really want any of his clients dealing with Barcelona. So if he was to get Dembele, and that closes the door to Barcelona, and Pogba is a big influence in the French squad and Dembele looks up to him, and Manchester United need a decent winger, then that is quite positive. And if you're not already getting excited before I start talking to you about team news, let me just show you this. It's a good thing, don't worry. So there's my phone, there's my screen, and this is Ousmane Dembele's official Twitter feed. So as you can see, your normal stuff on there about Equipe de France, and you know, I've done well for France and all this, that and the other. But interestingly, when you look at his likes, what did he like? Last night, Manchester United have signed Victor Lindelof on a 4-year deal. But when I mean, he also likes the fact that his mate as Corentin Tolisso has signed for Bayern Munich, which is, you know, you could say, well, he's just liking people making a move. But there isn't a lot of that when you go down his timeline. Lozano, yeah, he likes serving Lozano, woohoo. He likes a bit of basketball, but he's a big fan of Eden Hazard and Hirving Lozano by the looks of it, which is a good sign. But the Tolisso thing is his teammate, and he's signing for Bayern Munich, so he's probably saying well done. And also he plays in Germany for Dortmund, doesn't he? Why like the fact that Manchester United have signed Victor Lindelof? It's slim. Look, I'll tell you what, it's slim. Of course it's slim, but we cling on to those little slim things, and those 2 things could be quite relevant. What would Dembele bring to Manchester United? Well, do I need to expand on it anymore? Potentially, I believe one of the best players in world football in 2 years' time, when Ronaldo and Messi are gone or on the decline. He's got absolutely everything. Super fast, super skillful. He's only just turned 20 in May. I think he's got a little bit of bulking out to do as well. Very creative, can score a goal, very creative. Like I said, I went back on that one then. But no, you know what? If you've seen Dembele, and a lot of you have, and obviously I've watched a lot of them as well at Dortmund, because Dortmund are a fantastic football inside, and I would encourage anybody to watch them, whoever their manager is next year. They've got some fantastic talent. I really like Pulisic. I'd love us to sign him as well. But he was basic. I mean, they are blessed, Dortmund, and they always seem to be blessed. They make some fantastic signings. Really do. Youth talent, very, very good at it. But you've got Pulisic and you've got Dembele, and I'd be happy with both of them. But if we get either, I'll be ecstatic. I don't know. I just don't think it'll happen. But Dembele will be one of the best players in the world. If Manchester United should be going after anybody, it should be him. I know a lot of people go on about Mbappe, but I think Mbappe is probably going to go to Real Madrid. If I was Manchester United, if we like Mbappe, why aren't we going for Dembele is what I would say. But there's a little bit of encouraging bit there, and that is exciting. Belotti's the next player I want to talk about, which fits in with Morata, because I know we're all going, when is Morata going to sign? When is he going to sign? Well, hopefully Morata will sign for Manchester United very soon. Remains to be seen how much we're going to pay for him, because I think that is the real hold-up when it comes to Morata at the moment, is the fact that Real Madrid are trying to take us for a ride. And it's very difficult to be dealing with Real Madrid. I've said this for a few weeks now. When De Gea seemed to commit, or when it looked like Real Madrid were not going to sign De Gea, and I don't think that is totally and utterly set in stone, that they want De Gea and then we're trying to sign their players. It's a very precarious position, and I sort of have my concerns about the Morata deal. Not because I do like Morata, but I have my concerns as to how we can get players from Real Madrid and then say to them, no, you're not having De Gea. I don't see how that works, and if it does work, well done to Manchester United. But I don't want, if all we get from Real Madrid is Morata and we lose De Gea, then I think we've lost out. But hopefully De Gea will stay, and if we can get Morata, then if we have to pay 80 million for him and we keep De Gea, then you know what? Yeah, we've paid a little bit more than we should do, but we can afford it. But on to Belotti. A report I was reading last night that you get conflicting things really, that Belotti was always a backup to Morata, and if we get Morata we don't want Belotti. But then it's back again, like it was a couple of weeks ago, that Mourinho wants both of them, but he wants to get the Morata deal done first before he concentrates on Belotti and decides whether he wants to spend 88 million on him, which is perceived as a bit of a risk, which it is. Last night there was something from an Italian journalist on Twitter saying that AC Milan want to do what they did with Kessie, which is basically pay a little bit now, have them on loan for a couple of years, and then in 2 years' time have a commitment to pay another 20 million, I think it was, for Kessie. What they want to do with Belotti is pay them 20 million now with a year commitment of a loan, and then pay them 60 million next year. So, I mean, AC Milan are winning at the transfer market at the moment, and it wouldn't. I did say a couple of weeks ago that I can see Belotti staying in Italy, because they do tend to stay in Italy. But if Manchester United want him, 88 million, would you go that high? To be honest, I'd be a bit hypocritical if I said, well, you know, it's only money, why don't we just get Morata for 80 million if we can keep De Gea? I would be a bit of a hypocrite to say, well, no, we shouldn't go to 88 million for Belotti. And I like Belotti, and to be honest with you, I'd sort of ignore the fee and focus on the excitement that we've bought 2 strikers, and we've already got Rashford and Martial, and maybe, just maybe, we are going to do what I was talking about on the United Stand a couple of nights ago, about maybe having 2 up front and forming a formation around that, which I did with the 2 wing backs and the 3 in the midfield. Be very exciting. So keep your eye on Belotti. He is meant to be getting married on Thursday, so I don't know how that works, that we could sign him anytime soon anyway. But Morata, hopefully today. Hopefully something will happen with Morata today, because he's in Venice going to get married on the weekend. So maybe Morata's not going to happen now for a couple of more weeks. It's dragging on. I'm sure Mourinho's getting a little bit stressed out about it. But let me bring you to Neymar, because this is the exciting bit that I've been wanting to do. Yesterday there was actually a report out from CIES Football Observatory, who basically ranked all the players, the top 200 players, by transfer value, and that's based on how long they've got left on their contract, how good they are, how valuable they are to the club, international performances, this, that and the other. So this is going to be quite interesting, because it gives you a little bit of a gauge as to how, you know, what the prices are this summer and how they have been valued by experts, essentially. So you've got Neymar. That's why I put Neymar there. It doesn't mean we're going to sign him. Neymar's valued at £210 million, which that's 210 million euro, which I can't be asked to work out the sums, but it'd be what, 180 million pounds, I suppose. Number 2, this might surprise you. Number 2 in their list was Dele Alli at 155 million euros. Harry Kane at 153 million euros. I mean, Daniel Levy will be absolutely rubbing his hands together. I know you're going to be saying, well, where's Messi? Well, Messi came in at number 4 at 150 million euros. And the thing I like about this survey that they've done is it's very sensible, because most people would say, oh no, Messi should be 300 million pounds. But Messi's not a spring chicken anymore, and they do factor in age, growth, and marketability and everything like that. So Messi's in at number 4. Antoine Griezmann, interestingly, 150 million euro. Well, we know that his actual contract at Atletico Madrid, his buyout clause, is 100 million euro. So you'd be getting him at value. 50 million underneath. Luis Suarez, 140 million. Paul Pogba, 134 million euros. So that is more than what we paid for him. He has gone up, so there's value there for United. Higuain's up at 120 million. I think that's overpriced. Dybala is 115 million euro. Cristiano Ronaldo, 112 million euro. Now, why is Ronaldo down in number 11? That's simply because of his age. I think he's 32 now, isn't he? But concentrate, I mean, funnily enough, Romelu Lukaku, 105 million, so he is valued quite highly. Raheem Sterling, 98 million. I think some of their researchers need firing. But let me find out. Mbappe, 92 million euro. Now, Eric Dyer, 85 million euro. I mean, where are they getting that from? But more Manchester United ones. Gareth Bale, interestingly, 66.7 million euro. I don't really understand that one at all. Anthony Martial, 73.5. So he's valued more than Gareth Bale. Bernardo Silva, 80.5 million. But I wanted to see where Marcus Rashford was. Marcus Rashford, 70 million euro, which is more or less the same as Philippe Coutinho. Just for more Manchester United players, let's see if we can find any more for you. Morata's valued at 61 million euro, so we're overpaying for him. Pulisic, as I mentioned him, he's valued at 60 million euro. But I just want to find a couple of more Manchester United players for you. You'd hope there'd be a few more United players than that in the top few, but I'm struggling to find anyone. It's interesting. Can't seem to find any of the United players. I thought David De Gea would be in there, to be honest, but I can't see. I don't want to bore you. But no David De Gea in there either. They obviously don't value goalkeepers much. But how did they value it? Well, they valued it on the variables through which transfer values are modelled notably include the performance of both players and employers' clubs, international status, contract, age and position. So I can't understand why Bale's so small in value, but I found that quite interesting. I hope you did. I was getting excited about it. I bet you lot didn't, but there you go. But interesting, isn't it? The Dembele thing I thought was interesting. The Belotti thing is interesting, and I found that last bit a bit interesting. Morata could sign today. I don't know what's happening with Perisic. It's all gone very, very quiet. I know people will be asking about that. Fabinho, as far as I know, we're not linked to him still at the moment. I wish we bloody were. But as I said last night, I think United will do things in the next couple of weeks, because it's all right saying, oh, the transfer window's early, is very young, but come the early July, we're going to America, and Mourinho's given his list in. So you crack on with that list. Let's see what happens. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to drop us a like, and I'll be back with you later at 8:30, pending what happens with my wife and the baby and stuff like that. But I will do some sort of live stream for you. But drop us a like, get us involved, and of course we'll keep you up to date with any signings that break today. Speak to you all very soon.